Good evening, I'm Giuseppe Basile, I'm the analyst and trading mentor you can find at the website www.fibstalker.com. I also post regularly on Twitter using the @fibstalker nickname. Good evening, today is April the 8th, 2014 and it's 10 to 11 p.m. time in Toronto, and this video is a video review for the four majors: pound versus US dollar, Australian dollar versus US dollar versus Canadian dollar, and New Zealand dollar versus US dollar, valid for tomorrow, April the 9th, daily. This is a daily update. So let's start from the pound versus US dollar. Those who follow me know that I've been looking at retracement after the violation of the next measure move long here, and this came only for marginally for few pips here, but to me it was enough to put myself on the lookout for the opposite measure move here, and eventually that measure move traded. We saw participation at 166.43. Price went into this area of resistance but never breached above 166.85, 86. Yeah, so the good reason for believing in a continuation lower. And in my last review also told you that I wanted to see the opposite measure move long here being broken down, being broken, and that never happened. Price never went below this 165.48. It means that there is an area of support here, and according to a potential area of support, but actually we saw a confirmation yesterday and now today with this move higher. And as you can see, this move higher did two things. One is break this sequence, break this all the way halfway back from highs to lows, and it broke this 166.85. So I will remove this as a potential area of resistance. It's not tackling the resistance anymore. And also we observed price moving into this 167.34. And if we get a continuation higher now, which would mean the dollar continuing lower, then there is the possibility for this market to move all the way into previous highs, and this would also be a second the second target here. So if we get there, I'm going to model price using the method I always follow, and we'll trace the next extension long and potential entry from highs to highs, as you can see here. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. Let's wait what happens. I still need to see this previous high area being retested. Just want to show you the sequence of measure move lower on the 15 minutes, which brought price into this area of support. And when we look at that, actually it's very clear the sequence of measure moves on the downside, and once we observe this sequence, we can actually also identify a level where this sequence fell. So the first one was highs to low here, bringing price into first target. Same anchor, new lows also traded here, as you can see from this previous anchor to new low with a small front run here, brought price into first target again, 165.85, and again this market apparently has been using the same anchor. As you can see here, from anchor to lows we get this new trace here, which again found resistance 166.06 and brought price into 165.67. And so the next measure move could be used again to model the continuation of a move lower here. And as we can see, we saw again price move into this area of resistance and bring price into the next first target, and that was the last one actually, because after that we got a break, and a break is always a good entry level, and so this market could potentially be entered at this level if you follow the sequence of measure move with a stop below lows. And as you can see, this would have brought you a very good trade here. So moving to the Australian dollar versus US dollar in the last few days, you know that I've been following this sequence of measure move higher, and at some point I modeled this lateral move here with a busted setup here, which actually eventually started working. So on after the 24th here, was pretty sure about this measured move, and actually price, as you can see, went to the first and second target. When it got to the second target, we started seeing this selling a little bit. So I mentioned after we hit the second target that I would be looking at the next measure move, and with the area, the following area of support, and way I use to actually frame price, as you can see, found support again at 092.12 with stops below 091.91, and price never went there, but rather continued higher, and actually went to test and reached at 93.85, still 10 pips below the target, so there is a possibility for market to continue higher. But the important development for this market was that this 093.37 was broken on the upside, and this is, to me, is an indication of strength, and that the opposite measure move here failed. Now, it doesn't mean that this market cannot continue, cannot move lower. And actually, as soon as the sequence of measure move higher now will fail, I believe, based on what I observed in this market and the way these measure moves work, as soon as we break the sequence of measure move, we print the highs, we're going to start a retracement back into the old halfway back of this sequence of these lows to highs here. So at the moment we are still in this sequence. As we can see clearly, the next measure move here traded, and congratulations to those who were able to take this trade. I've indicated this trading plan with 4 days in advance here, so it's always a potential entry, and in this case the risk was actually about 28 pips, and would have brought 6 to 7 reward to risk trade. So it's always very important to look at the sequence. So what I'm looking for now is this second target to be hit, and then after that there will be a retracement, and if the same anchor is being still used, we should be able to have a retracement that could actually provide a new entry long or a violation of the whole sequence of measure move, so an entry short. Moving to the US dollar versus the Canadian dollar, you will remember that I was able to identify with weeks in advance, actually more than 2 weeks, a potential level of support here, which turned out to be a very good level of support. And again, now this level of support and trading plan can be followed. Potential trading plan can be traded actually, but you don't have to trade them blindly. You can always switch the violation of the sequence of measure more lower into this area of support. Then we had lateral move with price going to test those highs again, but they were stopped by the bigger resistance on the weekly time frame, and you can review that time frame if you wish, or review my weekly newsletter, and I explained the target, the level of resistance and support on the weekly time frame. More recently, I was able to identify this level of resistance here after the fact, not before the fact, so I want to be very clear about this. But once identified, it helps us to define a level of violation of this sequence of measure move that actually provides a confirmation of this level of support 109.16. Price is right there as we were anticipating, and now the level I want to watch is the 61.8% of this trace, the next sequence in the next measurement in the sequence. So if we move above 109.66, I would see this as a potential entry, in my opinion, a potential entry long with a stop below lows 109.10. And this would be a confirmation again that there is actual participation at this area 109.16. Finally, the New Zealand dollar versus the US dollar, there was a very good participation at the next sequence, at the next measure move of the sequence. I want to show you again here the sequence, and there was from these highs to highs. There was the first area of support here, 082.84, first target hit, the second target this was also hit. So I respected the rules and traded from highs to highs, and there was another potential area of entry long here, 85.15, with a stop below 84.86, so actually 30 pips of risk, which brought a reward to risk of around probably 6 to 7 here, which was a very good risk for 30 pips, a very good reward for a 30 pips risk here. And after that, again, followed the rules and trade the next measure move in the sequence here from highs to highs. And again, we saw this area of support work. The level stop 85.07 was never pierced on the downside, and now we're seeing this market moving higher and very close to the next level of target. The first level of this measure move would be this 087.74, and just above this larger level of target. So that's very interesting. And again, the test of this area of support here could be obtained by studying the 15 minutes chart of the move lower here. So if we go back very quickly, we can see a sequence, and actually already mentioned this sequence I think also in the weekly review. And here there was a catch, and we started with a traditional, and then the market started trading, continued trading as a traditional, but the anchor was changed, and we could only identify this after the fact. But this was still in time for us to complete the identification of this measure move. So we could actually trace another highs to lows here and see participation here, and after that the next measure move would have identified a failure here, and this would have been our entry on top of support with a stop below lows, this violation of 85.54. So I hope this video is useful. I wish you a very good evening. Thank you for sticking around. If you're interested, just subscribe my free newsletter, and thank you very much for watching this video, and have a good continuation of the week. Bye bye now.